We've really entered an area where technology has so far exceeded the law and the ability of the law to regulate technology that even when there is an investigation, either by the FTC or the US DOJ, the attorneys who are conducting the investigation can't really even fathom what the technology does on a practical matter or where it's going in 2 years. And so even if there is a case brought in the tech fields, it's going to be a toll plaza case. There'll be $5 to $10 billion fine sanctions, but there won't be any structural changes to the market because the regulators themselves don't understand the market well enough to demand rational changes to the market. I think Elizabeth Warren sees a problem with Facebook, but I don't think that she understands enough about the internal operations, nor does anybody outside the organization, to be able to say this is what really needs to be done. And that's the problem, is that the regulators are looking from the outside at a complex organization in a market that's so dynamic that 2 years from now, it'll be a totally different market than exists today, but the regulators often investigate these things for 3 to 5 years. And so by the time they've conducted their investigation, the market that they were reviewing no longer even exists. Well, see, that's an area where the FTC and the Antitrust Division can make some practical changes, because if they were just to limit the acquisitions that these tech titans could make and just say that other entrants to the market can acquire new technology that way, but that the tech titans can't, they have to create their own, that will foster innovation and allow entrants into the market. The other big area that we're seeing these days in antitrust is with regard to pharmaceuticals, and so there are a lot of allegations in the market where large pharmaceutical companies who have a product that is subject to patent protection, they're paying generics to delay entry into the market, and that certainly raises antitrust issues. And the executives who are involved in these discussions have exposure both civilly and criminally. Oftentimes I represent those executives. Well, there are a lot of price-fixing investigations that are ongoing in the agribusiness sector right now. So you've got class action lawsuits in the beef industry, in the pork industry, in poultry, in dairy, and in eggs. And in addition, you've got a criminal investigation that's recently been announced in the poultry matter. And so, there are a host of active investigations that are ongoing, and they're all occurring in these concentrated agricultural markets where you have high barrier entries and everybody is basically selling a fungible product. So 1 1/4 pound chicken breast is fungible to every other 1 1/4 pound chicken breast. And these products that are being sold in these very competitive markets by a small number of distributors are subject to allegations of bid rigging. And so we're seeing a lot of price fixing and bid rigging investigations in this sector, just as we have for the last 4 or 5 years. I conducted bid rigging investigations in Cairo, Egypt, that led me to the Middle East to do investigative work, and then into Europe to work jointly with the prosecutors there to put together a complex bid rigging investigation and prosecutions relating to billions of dollars in federal construction work in the Middle East. So we worked with federal prosecutors in Germany and collected Swiss bank records and put together complex financial analyses in order to investigate this matter and ultimately prosecute the half-dozen largest construction companies in the world in this bid rigging investigation. Well, a lot of times what happens is there's a huge degree of complexity in a case, but there's a real simple answer to why things happen the way they did. And a lot of times, for instance, my clients who are executives in a corporate entity are being charged with conduct that might have occurred 2 or 3 levels below them. So somebody that they may never have even met or maybe haven't had any significant interactions with are pointing towards the higher level officers as being culpable in a matter where they haven't had any active role or any knowledge. And that's just wrong.